Hello, everyone. Welcome to Eyes Closed with Simple Plan. I also want to say that after this interview, I can retire my whole music journalism career.
This is it for you?
That's it.
This is it?
This is my final interview.
Wow.
And then, yeah.
That's awesome.
I
That's
mean,
very
do
flattering.
you feel honored? Yeah.
I feel very flattered. Thank you very much. I don't know if I should feel flattered or. Yeah, I'm just flattered. I'm excited.
Let's just stick with that.
Let's stick with that.
Okay. I want to start out by saying nothing festival related at all. I was talking to Set It Off last month.
Love those guys.
They said that you guys betrayed them by going to an escape room without them
Oh, yeah.
for the first time.
Yeah.
Is that true?
We developed a real love for escape rooms on that tour. I mean, it started a little bit before that, but we really solidified our obsession with escape rooms on the tour that Set It Off was on with us. And we really, it's a bond we have together. So I can understand why they'd feel betrayed. They're nice guys, and we love escape rooms. It's been a while actually. I need to do one. It's been a long time.
I mean,
they're pretty fun. You ever done one?
I have not.
Okay, it's pretty fun.
You know why I'm traumatized? I mean, this is taking a really dark turn here, but I heard about there was a tragedy in some Eastern European country. There's a group of girls, and there was a fire in the escape room.
No.
Yeah, fill in the blanks, literally. And that
That's
in
not
itself is just, I don't.
Well, there's always an emergency way to get out. Here's the thing is that people,
didn't find
I think people mistake escape room that you're locked in. It's not
Okay.
really about being locked in.
Okay, fine.
It's about trying to find the clues to figure out what happened, and it's not always some of them are you're locked in, but there's always a lot of them is oh, by the way, if you don't want to stay in, the doorknob here works. It's
Okay,
oh, okay.
fine.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, that would have been.
I think that takes off the
Yeah,
pressure
it's not like
a
that,
little bit.
and it's not it's really more it's kind of a nerd thing to do. It's a lot about figuring out, oh, look at in the corner, there's a little writing there. It might mean something, and it's really nerd. Oh, these numbers, how do they relate? It's very very nerdy.
Okay. Do they have different themes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's
pirate ship
there was one that
or-
we did in London, but we did it in where was it in Camden, and it was
Yeah.
in an abandoned tube station, and it was the theme was that we were at war, and it was back in the 1950s or 60s or no 40s, sorry, and there was something to do with the war, and that we were in a bunker, and there's the ones about aliens and different. There's some really cool ones. There's one that we did that was all voodoo themed, and it was Louisiana type, Louisiana? No, New Orleans type, really black magic and weird shit.
Oh,
Really
damn. Okay.
All kinds of different
Wow.
ones. Very nerdy. It's super nerdy.
I'm sure Seb is really into it.
He's super into it.
I would go with you guys. I don't know if I'd go
We'll
just-
keep you
just
safe.
for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Did being in a band make you more confident or more self-conscious?
Huh. I think probably more self-confident, more confident. But also at the same time, there's some instances where I think that when I know that someone knows who I am, if I'm somewhere and nobody knows me, I have this confidence of oh no, I'm a badass. I go on stage and I've got thousands of people that are screaming at me,
Yeah.
and I'm you don't know what I do. But then if I'm somewhere, let's say if I'm not in that mode, if I'm
Yeah.
if I'm somewhere at home or something, and I need to go somewhere at the store, and I just woke up and I don't feel like getting all ready, and I haven't brushed my teeth yet. I'm just going somewhere, and someone's like, "Oh my God, I love your band." I'm like, "Oh my God," this is not the way you should be seeing me. So
Debunked.
yeah, and I think that
Yeah.
especially on tour, when you go on a festival tour or Warped Tour or whatever, even on regular tours, we live in a bus, right? So you
Yeah.
pull up to a venue, there's 30 people outside waiting. And then I'm I haven't showered yet. I don't want to see anybody. And I have to go in there to shower. But there's people outside my door. And I'm it's not that I don't want to see them. I don't appreciate them. But
Yeah.
I need a minute,
No, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it makes you feel self-conscious about certain things. But definitely I feel because of our success, I feel as a person, it's given me, I'm proud of what we've done.
Yeah.
So that gives me confidence of we've achieved something nice,
Yeah, dude, for sure. Okay, because I think a lot of people that have achieved fame feel that they're confident, but But then you have people with like nervous breakdowns and
Yeah.
blah blah and all that stuff. But
Well,
yeah.
it also comes with a price. It comes with a price of like expectations for yourself. Like every time that we start making a new album, I get really self-conscious and I feel like I can't do this anymore. Like, well, how would I think I can do this anymore? Like, how can I think that I can make a great song again? And then we rewrite some and they get better and better. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm a badass. I can do this again. So it kind of plays with your emotions and the expectations are definitely something to manage sometimes.
Sure. So let's talk about. I know you've been writing with Travis We the Kings.
Yes.
I read something that you were saying that I was really surprised to hear you say that, because you were saying that the third album, the self-titled, that you felt like it was a bit too much like out there, a bit too much like experimental. But I think Taking One for the Team, your latest one, that was
more experimental, maybe.
That was even more, yeah. Like you've done some stuff you've never done before.
I think it depends. Yeah, there's definitely it's per song. I think that what was, and it's funny because the third album really became a cult album for a lot of the fans. Most of the hardcore fans always say that's their favorite one, but I feel like, to me, they were just missing a little bit of. I mean, I don't know. They're all good, but like, I feel like. I Don't Want to Go to Bed, which you're probably referring to for Taking One for the Team, is definitely way out there. It's a song that, like, the funny thing about the creative process is that when we wrote that song, we didn't intend to write that song.
Yeah.
It just, like, I remember, I think I was at my house, and I was with Chuck, and we thought of the idea, like, we had young children. I had young kids. He, I think, had one on the way, and I think he also had one at the time. And my kids kept saying, I don't want to go to bed. Like, and I was like, that's kind of and then I messed around on the piano. I was like, I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. No. And I was like, that's kind of cool. But like, that's not for us. That's not for us. That's whatever. And then we did it again. I'm like, but yeah, but I like it. It's catchy. And like, does it sound like Simple Plan? No. But I'm like, should we not write it because it doesn't sound like us? Isn't that weird? Like, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that like it's weird to think that like, no, I can't do that because it's gonna upset people. So we just went with it, and I think in hindsight we probably shouldn't have, because I don't think it really did anything good for us. I don't think it didn't really expand our fan base. It didn't appease our fan base. It just kind of became a song that was like, I like it, and a lot of our fans now. Some of our, we have a lot of hardcore fans that we meet a lot because of the fan club.
Yeah.
And some of the long-term fans that went with us for a long time, they even told me like a couple years ago, they're like, when you first came out with that song, we hated it, and they're like, now we like it. And I'm like, okay, well, I think it's upsetting. I think even for myself, if I listen to a band that I like, if I won't put any examples, but if I put a band that I really, really liked and I'm like, I love this album, and then they go and change, it's upsetting. You know what I mean? And it's hard when you're an artist. I think it makes you realize you're like, that's such a stupid thing to do, but it's inevitable. Like, it's inevitable to feel that way. So now we've realized, and I mean, we always like to mess with it. We have a song coming up. We have 2 songs on the new record that they're different. I think that fans are going to like them anyways because the subject matter is very sort of fits into what people expect of us. But they're out there. But it's fun to do that, you have to do it. But also the new record, I think that has a lot of songs that the fans are going to really like. I think that it's hard to predict, but I think it's going to be a fan favorite, this record. Yeah.
What I always think about your band is like, I mean, like from the start, people were trying to like put you in a box.
Yeah.
And you never consider yourself like, oh, we're like a punk rock band or something, like, because you don't sound like Anti-Flag or.
We always tried to avoid that box.
Yeah. And like you never claimed it.
Yeah.
But people are so keen to put you in there, and I think what I really love about your band is that controversial opinion, but I think like a part of you is punk because you do what you want.
Yeah.
Like you just do what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You write the I Dream About Yous. You write
which I love that song.
Yeah.
That song, I don't know why it didn't get a whole lot of attention, but that's the great and bad thing about being in a band is that you never know what's gonna connect. And like to me, I Dream About You to me when we wrote it. That's another song that we wrote just Chuck and I, and I was like, wow, like I was so proud of it. And I played it to my parents, and like my dad was crying, and I'm like, this is amazing. And we put it on the record, and like, I don't think I've ever had a fan bring it up.
Really?
No one's ever said like, I love that song. You're the first person, maybe not the first, but within, it came out what, like 3 years ago?
What year is now?
2019. It came out in 2016.
3 years, yeah. 3 years?
Yeah. And it's maybe, I think it count on one hand the number of times people have even mentioned this song to me. And I think it's one of the best songs I've ever written, you know, so.
It's like, it's such a nice closer to the album.
Yeah.
You
know, it's funny, we actually, on the last tour, I don't know, I think you were there, but we play it after we're done. So we finish the show, and then Frank, our sound guy, puts it in the PA as we're walking off.
Right. Okay.
Which is really weird as a band to do that, but I think it's cool.
I think it's just like putting your stamp on things or
whatever.
Yeah. I don't know how you say it.
But yeah, we've always tried to sort of stay outside. Yeah, a lot of like when we first started in 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, a lot of interviews were like, so you consider yourself a punk band? I'm like, whoa. I don't want to claim that. I'm like, we're just a band that plays music, and like we've pop punk influence, and if you want to call us anything, call us pop punk.
Yeah.
But we definitely have always had a foot in the pop world and a foot in the punk world, and kind of like we like that. You know, we like to have. We try to write music that we would love to hear, you know.
Yeah.
Do we always achieve it? I don't know, but we're just trying to make stuff that stokes us, you know.
Yeah, I think it's not a big secret. You're the band that like got me into guitar-based music.
Awesome.
I
love that.
I bought notepads, and I was like, oh my god, this is so hard. Like, this is so heavy.
It's heavy.
I had no idea. Like,
now you're like,
exactly, fucking double bass breakdown. Yeah. Not only, but
you're welcome.
But exactly. And so what was I saying? You're the band that blah blah blah. You didn't claim to be punk.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
It'll come back to you.
You didn't claim to be punk.
You didn't claim to be punk.
It's great.
Great.
It's great.
Great song.
Harmonies.
You should write that.
Yeah. It's literally a song. No, it left me.
It's okay.
That
happens.
Cut. But I'm very upset because I had a good point. Oh, okay. So I was very concerned with being hardcore, being tough, you know, like then I went to America to the like exchange year.
Yep.
And I put like Simple Plan rocks off my socks, you know, all over my like fucking whatever, like school supplies and stuff. I got so much shit for it, but like all of this, like my musical journey, like gave me the confidence to now be like it does not matter.
Doesn't
like
matter.
You like what you like.
And that's kind of cool. I think that the musical world has kind of come to that now, where I feel like there's, you know, you go to Warped Tour, there's like some trap stuff, there's punk stuff, there's metal stuff, and everyone's kind of coexisting, and there's a lot less judgment about it. Before our band started, my first band, Reset, with Chuck and other people, there was rules that you had to follow. That you couldn't do. Like you couldn't like. If you know, and it was like so like you're a sellout if you're that and you're this and you can, like, and now people are just like whatever, man. Like everyone is a lot more free about what they listen to, how they dress, you know, what sexuality they want to have. Like it's everything. I think everyone's more fluid with that, and I think it's cool.
And now, just like rounding up this part is like, no, it left me again. Because you're just saying something about you like what you like.
No, it's gone.
It's gone again. I can't believe. I'm gonna watch back and I'm gonna be like, oh,
it's all good.
Fail. Okay. Well, let me find one final question.
Go to the next one.
Because we can't end up being like, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Eyes closed.
Yeah.
Where do I find this? Eyes closed.
Eyesclosedblog.com. Or
is there Instagram?
Yeah.
I only use Instagram. I'm
it's at eyesclosedblog. Let me find you a. Oh.
Came back.
It's such a transient. It's like it's not tangible. Oh, so you can never please people. That was the thing. Like you know, if you change your sound, people are gonna give you shit.
Exactly.
If you stay the same, people are gonna give you shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah. And that's a good lesson for life. You know, it's like you gotta do what makes you happy, and
might as well.
Yeah, and that will attract more, I think, than trying to please people.
Yeah.
I think anybody who's been a pioneer or groundbreaking in any way, any artist, will probably be able to say that, hey, people told me I was crazy or something, or people told me you're going to get hated for doing something a little different. You know, and that's okay. You got to be okay with it.
I mean, look at fucking Mozart and Beethoven and all these people.
Yep. Love me some Mozart.
Yeah. Tiny violin. I have one final question.
Go ahead.
Is there a secret rivalry between you and Chuck about Instagram followers?
Yes. It's not secret.
It's out in the open.
Well, I think I can only imagine that because I'm the singer in the band, and the singer in the band always gets a little bit more attention because if I follow a band that I just met, I'll probably follow the singer first. Yeah, it's just the way it is. And I think for Chuck, and the rest of the guys who we're such a band of equals, and we're also involved, in interviews and in creative process, and every decision that we make is always band-based, that I think it's sometimes a little bit like, I think it probably, not upsets, it's a big word, I think bugs them a little bit. It's like, Chuck's like, I can't even get 100,000, you're like 200, and I think he, and sometimes I get some pictures where my likes go up the roof, and he's like, what's up, I'm not interesting?
Or that he posted something like, you like posted a picture.
Yeah, like, I know that Pierre already posted this. Or what was it?
Yeah, it was something like, I think it was with Travis.
Yeah, Travis. Yeah. Yeah. I know Pierre already posted this. She's gonna get all the likes. Chuck likes to play the victim. It's okay.
Okay. Final question. It's a bit random. It's a question with a comment. I love that you like brought back Perfect World.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Dude, it's like the one song that like I try not to listen to it too much. Do you know the thing that like?
Yeah, you don't want to ruin it. You don't want to ruin
it so much. You don't. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to like get sick of it.
You know what's funny? That's what I do with because when we write songs, I demo them and I produce everything. I do every part of it's me, and I love the way they sound because I did it. And it's funny because when we start recording the record, I'm always referencing my demo, and the guys, it's the big joke that like, oh yeah, Pierre prefers his demo. And but when I write the songs and when we record the demos, I listen to them like nonstop, a lot because I want to perfect them.
Yeah.
But to the point where like I wrote this song last week with Travis and Chuck, and I love it. And I'm in the bus right now, like editing some drum fills, and I probably listened to it seriously like 1,000 times. And that's probably, people ask me like, how do you remember the lyrics? And I'm like, you don't understand the amount of times I've listened to these songs. Like I am my biggest fan. I'm like, oh, I'm so so good.
I love that. I mean, I was saying to you, I have the same. I'm like patting myself on the back. I'm like, fucking nailed it.
When you write a song that gives you chills, you're like, wow, that's something. You know? But that's what we're trying to do. That's what you're trying to do. It's what everyone's trying to do. I think that everyone that writes music is trying to write a song that if you heard it, you'd be like, wow, I like this. But unfortunately, if I had a superpower, I would erase my memory and I want to listen to my songs not like knowing that I've written. Yeah, I'd be like, because I think I'd like them, but I don't know.
I think you would.
I think I would.
Wrapping up, any news like timeline wise on the new stuff?
I want to put it out this fall.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want, because it's pretty much written. We have to be in the studio, but we're still planning on how, because we're no longer on a major label. Our deal is done, which is fantastic. We're now free agents, so we don't know if we want to self-produce or if we want to like sign with someone else or if we want to do something else. So those parts have not been figured out yet.
Okay.
And we don't know if we want to have one producer or like multiple producers or if we want to produce a few of them. So that part needs to be figured out. But the songs are done, they're ready, they're great, and so it's very, very close.
So excited. Okay.
You got to hear some new stuff.
Thank you for your time. It's been an honor.
Always.
Last interview I ever did.
That's it. Career ending. Not career ending. Career closing.
Closing. Bye.
Eyes closed.
Yes. Thank you so much for doing this.
It's a pleasure.